Hey, this is the news brief, and if you've missed the previous video, in that one, we talked about Ukraine. In this one, we're moving on to the Western axis. Putin does not want peace. Our duty is to push Russia to stop hostilities, said French President Emmanuel Macron. It is clear that Putin's intention is to escalate the hostilities, as we have seen in recent weeks. Whatever he says, he does not want peace and is not ready to negotiate. It is our duty to push Russia to end hostilities and negotiate peace based on terms that respect international law. Therefore, we must fulfill our obligations to the Ukrainian people, Macron stated, according to BFM TV. The president also expressed his condolences to Ukraine for the loss of life caused by the mass attack on November 17th. Macron suggested that he would talk to Putin when there is an appropriate context, but according to him, such a context does not exist at the moment, and I wish that Scholz had the same idea. Because he speaks to Putin, I wish that Trump had the same idea. We're not quite sure if he spoke to Putin, but various outlets were reporting that he did and then he denied it. Lots of leaders are speaking to Putin. People like Antonio Guterres are quite literally visiting him, shaking hands with him and hugging him. And that is the head of the UN. And that is abominable. We should not be having a relationship with Putin. We should not be talking to him. We should not be drinking tea with him. We should be issuing ultimatums to him and talk to him in a language of power. That's all. Because, you know, it used to be so that we don't negotiate with terrorists. And now it seems like we're having lunch, brunch, and dinner with them. According to the French newspaper Le Figaro, France and Britain joined the US in allowing Ukraine to use SCALP, Storm Shadow long-range missiles to target Russian territory. However, the publication later revised its report. By Monday morning, it stated, debates were already taking place among officials about allowing the use of Western missiles against Russian territory. Macron supported this during a state visit to Germany in May 2024. And we're going to talk about that in the next section, in the Russia section, because, well, it is about Russian territory and there is a lot more to report on. Bild reports that Germany is preparing to supply Ukraine with 4,000 strike drones dubbed Mini Taurus. Known for their high autonomy, even under electronic warfare conditions, and their ability to effectively strike distant targets. These drones are produced by the company Helsing and are equipped with advanced artificial intelligence technologies. Some prototypes are reportedly already being tested and refined in active combat in eastern Ukraine. This is actually very fantastic, and I mean it. It's really good, and we should have more of, such drones and experimental technology happening, but also we need not just mini Taurus missiles, we need Taurus missiles. I've talked to a lot of people about potentially future Chancellor Merz, who might be winning the election in Germany, who has been saying that he will give Ukraine Taurus. Some people are skeptical, some people are very convinced that he's going to do that, but that's better than Scholz, who is quite literally saying no to Taurus and there is no deliberation. So I really hope that whoever the new incoming chancellor to Germany is, they will not be making the same mistakes as other politicians, and they will not be dragging out support to Ukraine. And I really hope that they will approve Taurus missiles for us. EU foreign ministers failed to reach an agreement on unblocking the European Peace Fund for Ukraine. Polish Foreign Minister Sikorski stated, according to him, Hungary once again vetoed the decision, despite a mechanism ensuring Hungarian funds would not be directly used to support Ukraine. I mean, here's the thing. Orban is not worried about Hungarian funds being directly used to support Ukraine. Orban's funds come from the EU. Hungary is the largest consumer of EU monetary support and brings the least into the EU. So it's not about Hungarian funds being used to support Ukraine. Hungarian funds are EU funds. It's about him doing Putin's bidding. And of course, he doesn't want to unblock or unfreeze Russian assets. He does not want to create a peace fund for Ukraine. He does not want to help Ukraine because that does not help him and that doesn't work for him. He is doing Putin's bidding and Russia's bidding, and it works for him that Ukraine is not winning, and it works for him to give Russia more time. Which, speaking of Russia, that's all I have for you in this section, and we're gonna move on to the Russia section in the next video.